Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here today, for returning, and for those of you who are new. My name is Sybil. All of the messages on this channel are timeless. Remember that they are general collective readings, and not every reading will resonate with every person. So please take what does resonate and lovingly leave the rest. So I also want to apologize for being away for a little while here. The vision had really gotten to me, and still seeing doubles, but I have my new lenses, so I can at least see. So that's good. The eyes are just going to take a little time to heal, and I am going through that healing now. Thus my time away. Self-care, right? But I really want to get into a reading this evening, and I will. There's another one that will follow this. But while I was pulling, well, let me start from the beginning. So I came in, I pulled some cards, and I thought, oh, I don't know what's going on with this. It involves some sort of crime, financial crime. And I thought, you know what, I'll put it away. I'll look into it later. And so I started pulling, another reading. Well, in that reading, some of the same energies were coming out in those cards. And I have a lot of these little handmade cards. And it's just so odd that they lined up the way that they did. And then in the second reading, they started coming out again. And I thought, this is something that somebody obviously needs to hear. So I will get started. I will say that this does have to do with financial crimes. I put these cards in order that they came out. I mean, I just kept pulling. I couldn't believe it's like it was never ending. So, these I pulled out in the second reading. So the first ones that I got was gaining knowledge. I know you probably can't see this on this color of card, but it says gaining knowledge, getting new information, randomly found, comes out of nowhere to you. So this might be someone who has recently gained some knowledge, had something hit them out of nowhere as far as some sort of financial crime. The second card that came out says stolen checks. Okay. Credit in your name. Says they are being investigated and don't even know it. They make people sick and disgusted, ungrateful and selfish. And I have a good attorney, and when I didn't even realize until I started picking them up that behind good attorney was stuck another card that says FBI. Now it doesn't mean that it even has to be stolen checks or credit in your name. There's some financial crime here. And whoever this is, they've been investigated and they don't even know that they've been investigated. They may even be gaining knowledge of this themselves out of nowhere. Like they may have thought that they got away with it and then get hit. Boom, you've been caught, right? I know that the law a lot of times will work that way. They'll do their investigations and they make sure they have all the evidence to support the charges or whatever comes up. I also get that for some of you, this may be a collective where you've done this investigation yourself. Or that it may be a result also of you filing. A lot of times if your credit card gets stolen or a check gets stolen or there's some sort of financial transfer that shouldn't have happened, you file that claim with your bank or your creditor or whoever. But FBI and good attorney came out. So there's obviously I'm going to put these here, someone here on your side, if this resonates for you. I'll keep going. The next card says you are protected by law officials. Someone's confused that you are also divinely blessed and protected. And then there is legal hard cold evidence against them. Oh, this was, yeah. So fake apology and big regret, video, audio, shock and awe, courts ruled in your favor, peace and joy. So there is legal evidence, hard cold legal, rewarded 10 times, was stuck behind shock and awe. Could be video, it could be pictures, it could be screenshots, it could be audio. But they're obviously in big regret here and coming out with a fake apology. Because they're just in shock and awe that the courts are going to rule or have ruled or are ruling in your favor, and you're being rewarded peace and joy times 10. So I mean, I don't know who this is for, but it's like spirits coming through. Maybe this is confirmation. Maybe you've been worried about this. If there was a financial crime, it looks like spirits coming through and saying, everything is right on time. Everything is going to work out just fine. You may not even realize all of the evidence or that the law is on your side. Just maybe a concern or a worry as to what's going to happen. I feel also that they're coming out and saying be aware of any fake apologies. Pisces, shock and awe, courts rule in your favor. Francis, love. This is ancestral. Rewarded 10 times. But it obviously looks like the court is going to rule in your favor. And so, I mean, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. I can see what angels are coming out in support. That definitely wanted to come out. This is ruler of virtue, Sidriel number 26. Miracles create out of nothing, solutions reverses hopeless situations, intervention. When you feel all hope is lost, I can help you successfully navigate what may seem like an impossible situation. So, I mean, anytime you have something stolen from you, right? This may not even be credit or checks or anything. It could have been something of value, right? That caused you to file a claim or charges. You may be in this process. It may be something that happened in the past, but know that if this is you, you're already aware of this. So this isn't like, an omen of things to come. If this is your reading, you will already know what this is, what was stolen. You will have at least filed charges or a claim somewhere with someone about the loss. Um, and oh, uh, real quick, these were the other cards that pulled out in the second reading. It says they're experiencing judgment in ways they could not imagine for things that they did against you, and they're blaming you for their karma. Um, the back of this card says you released them and became the master alchemist and earned your position. No one can stop what is yours. So it could have been someone that you know. It could have been someone that you trusted. Um, and you have had to, you know, let them go, and feeling that loss, and not only having something stolen of value, but for some, you may have lost that relationship, that trust. And Spirit is coming in and saying, you know, no matter how much it was that was taken, what the value was, right? If it was money, and it put you in a bad situation financially as far as being able to support yourself or pay for your food and your shelter, your bills, take care of your family or your children or just yourself, right? A lot of times that can have someone feeling hopeless financially, right? Not knowing how they're going to recover. Um, but they're coming in and saying that there is a solution and that they are reversing this hopeless situation. This is divine intervention. They want you to keep believing, right? Believing in miracles, believing in having faith. He's the ruler of virtues. There is some virtue in you, right? And they're asking you to believe in the purity and the innocence of who you are, to trust that virtue that you carry, right? This is almost giving that feeling of good versus evil, right? And when we're dealing with things like the say legal systems, right? We see so many stories where, say, justice was not served because of whatever reason. And a lot of us, I feel, have lost faith in that system. And so that may be causing some worry, some grief, some doubt, some fear. right? And they're asking you to have faith that your innocence, right, is going to outweigh whatever deeds were done behind the scenes. Yeah, it says pretending to be you to your friends and family. So this may, you know, I think about, you know, stolen checks, right? It's forgery. It's a misrepresentation of who they really are. They're pretending to be someone they're not. They may even be pretending to be you. It could have been like a stolen identity type of situation for some. And that is, I mean, just incredibly difficult to go through, to navigate, because, you know, I know, I mean, I I get it. You're having to change your information, your bank accounts, all your accounts, possible, like your email address, your phone number, like you're having to make sure that everything is secure. What remains, right, is secure. It really brings in, at that invasion of privacy, that violation of our boundaries. I have pawn shop and hidden camera. So it may be that there was a stolen item and they tried to pawn it off. It was caught on camera. This, whoever, pictures, videos, audio, whatever it was, could have been that they tried to use credit in your name at a pawn shop. Um, huh, I really, crooked teeth and rural, no, yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, pretending to be you. So we'll move on and see here what the angels have to say. I feel really good about this outcome though, because you are being rewarded 10 times. So keep that in mind. I know these processes can take time out of our days, our nights, our weeks, our lives, right? Um, a lot of times that energy, you can't help but have it on your mind at different times throughout the days. It can be mentally and emotionally exhausting. But you are protected by the law. It looks like there is a good attorney or a good agent, or someone has done an investigation. There there is hard cold evidence. They're really wanting you to have faith that justice will be served. I really feel that very strongly. Um, it's too many cards at one time. Okay, so they want to throw them out anyway. Okay, so we have number 26 here. This is number 33. Asmodel, angel of patience, inner peace, next best step, develop plans, attention to detail, cautious and unruffled. Right away, I'm getting peace in the chaos, calm in the chaos. Like, I feel like if you've had to take a break, or maybe you need to take a break, pause, find your center, right? Find your center. If this is something that is recent for some of you, I know what a shock that can be. to the system, right? And it's always best to find our center before we start acting from heightened emotions, from a place of mental and physical and emotional exhaustion, right? Like, make sure you take care of you. You get done what has to be done if you're going through this now. In filing whatever you have to file, they're asking you to pay attention to details, right? Because when we are under that type of energy, when we've had that sort of shock to our system, we can often overlook those fine details. We can often forget pieces of information, right? Especially if maybe this wasn't video audio, but you saw or heard it, or someone saw or heard, right? Everything that went on, and you're having to recount the steps of that day, right? Those moments. So it's like one of those moments where spirit's just coming in and saying, breathe. All right. Spirit's got your back. There's plenty of evidence, but also to have patience, right? Because they know that these things take time, especially in this system, in this day, in this age, right? Have faith in the process. Let patience make her perfect work in you by finding that love and that gratitude within you for who you are, for your purity, for the virtue of who that you hold within you, to remember, right, that divine essence within yourself, that higher power, and to know and have faith that you are being guided and that you are being protected, not just by this earthly physical realm, but also by the divine, right? Your angels, your ancestors, your guides, God Himself, Source, is on your side. So make sure you take those pauses and that you breathe and you remind yourself, right, that while outwardly it may look or appear as though all is lost or something is lost, it's not forever, right? That this is a time of patience, of allowing yourself to find that center and to remember to look at those fine details, to be cautious, right? Um, Maybe journaling, like I get this next best step, develop plans, attention to detail, maybe sitting down with a tablet of paper and marking off, writing out the people maybe you have to call or the accounts you need to check on, or that sort of thing. And know that not everything has to be done all at once. It doesn't all have to be met today in this moment, that it is going to take time, right? It's going to take you time, and that's okay. But maybe putting it out, in a journal, and saying, you know what, this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? This is what I need to gather. This is who I need to talk to. Giving yourself time to get through that, whatever that is for you. Says, I help time, patience, and planning to be your allies when you contend with annoying details or complex situations. Yeah, they're letting you know that time is on your side, right? To give yourself patience. At the same time, not procrastinate, right? And I don't feel like you would. I feel like this is something that has affected someone very deeply and on many different levels. And I don't see you, just putting this on the back shelf um, indefinitely. But I do feel that they're saying time is on your side. So give yourself that patience to look over things, to double check any applications or anything that you receive in writing or that you send out in writing, to double check the information and make sure that it is true and correct as you know it. We also have number 20. This is Kyriel, beloved angel of the choir. Magic, intuition, wisdom, soothing sounds, ocean tides, going places feared and untread. I show you how to overcome fears through self-confidence and following the wisdom found within your heart. This over here where the fake apology comes in, where someone is feeling, big regret. They're in shock and awe. They're experiencing judgment in ways they could not imagine for things that they did against you, and they're blaming you for their karma. Yeah. Hmm. And while I was reading this, it's like I was feeling, especially with that confidence, right? It's almost like at the same time that you're going through this, you're learning to be more confident in who you are, in the purity and the innocence of who you are, in allowing the energy to flow, and having faith and patience in that process, right? They're wanting you to bring in that confidence, peace, and joy, right? Joy will help bring that confidence in, like knowing already in you that this is a triumph, right? Knowing that this is already a win. To have that wise discernment, going places feared and untread. I show you how to overcome fears through self-confidence. This is really teaching someone to stand up for themselves. This may have indeed had you letting go of whoever this is. It may have been someone that you know, and you're having to stand up and say, hey, this is unacceptable, completely unacceptable out of anyone, especially out of someone you know. And that can be heartbreaking. It can be heartbreaking having those types of boundaries. Very difficult. I know. My heart goes out to whoever this is for. Really wasn't sure if I was going to do this or post it, because I don't really do these types of readings, but it just kept wanting to come out. And then we have number 1. I mean, this is your protection right here. This is Archangel Michael. It's defender and protector of earth, reveals truth, restores faith, reassurance, strength, courage, resolve, cutting cords, Call on me when you feel afraid, lonely, and despair, or are in need of courage and protection. Rewarding 10 times. Your archangels, you are heavily, heavily protected. Whatever it is you need at this time, whatever it is you feel you are lacking at this time, ask. Ask it. Be clear. Be clear in what you want, right? If you need guidance as far as how to fill out forms or how to get the process going or how this process works, ask for that clarity, right? Ask for that truth. If if there is something like a missing piece of the puzzle, right? If you have any questions, anything that you are still unsure of, ask for it to be revealed. Because at the same time, I also get that the truth of this is being revealed, right? That this may have been someone that you deeply trusted. And it's like this situation is coming out to show you who they were or who they are, right? And with that fake apology, it's like spirit saying, trust who they say that they've shown you they are, right? Let this be your sign, right? Trust that sign. And at any time, if you are afraid or worried or feel like, you know, you don't have anyone, definitely call on your angels, but also reach out, right? Reach out to someone, whether it be a counselor or a mentor or a friend or um, a therapist of some sort, right? Someone that you can trust has wise counsel on how to deal with the emotions, with the thoughts, with the actual material end of things, right? It is okay to need an advocate. It is okay to not know how to navigate things like this, especially with someone with the with that purity or with that innocence, right? I mean, when you're not a criminal, you don't really know how everything works. So, know that it's okay if this has rocked your boat, right? The big thing is asking for help in time of need. And whatever type of help that is. And at the bottom of the deck, Barachiel, divine angel of blessings, showers of heavenly love, intercession, good fortune, removes blocks to success. I can help you become a generous channel through which God will pour a fountain of blessings into people's lives. It's number 31. Um, there is definitely blessings being poured out. I mean, where was that? You have divinely blessed and protected. There's your protection with Archangel Michael and with Archangel Barachiel coming in as the divine angel of blessings. And then, I mean, all I see is truth in this. This is just, you know, the angels coming in. I feel, and trying to offer some comfort, some hope, a little, possibly, um, some confirmation, obviously, of what you already know, but also that everything is going to work out in your favor, right? I also feel for some with this blessings card that it's like some have a need of something. There's like something you need, something, I don't know if this is resources, if this is material, I don't, finances, um, but these things will be provided for you. So if this is something that is really recent, there is help on the way. It's like I feel provision in this, right? Provision for that time where you are in recovery. But these blessings are being rewarded 10, times 10. I don't know if you can see, rewarded 10 times. So this is really just confirmation that the angels and your guides have your back. Think that's pretty much it. I know that this is a little bit different. I am sending you so much love and big, big, big hugs of light because I know these situations can be difficult. And sending you healing and peace. And I feel like don't be afraid to go out in the sun, right? Go out in the sun, sit in the warmth, find that quiet place, allow that joy, allow yourself to feel joy during this time, even though it may feel difficult. Call on your angels, find that place of peace, find that place of confidence. Remember who you are, right? You're a divine child of the light. Mm. This card also said, yeah, no one can stop what is yours. Says you released them and became the master alchemist and earned your position. No one can stop what is yours from coming in. Have faith and confidence in that and allow yourself, when you find yourself feeling lonely or afraid or worried or confused or stressed or exhausted, allow the warmth of that sun to come in and feel that joy and find that center. Okay. Yeah. So I thank you for trusting me with your energy here, for for staying to the end. If this did resonate with you, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. I get a lot of private comments from people that, know me on other platforms. Um, but I would love to see your comments in the comment section. So if this is for you, please drop a heart emoji and I'll send you some love. And so for now, I will return your energy to you, pure and whole, as I receive my energy back, pure and whole, so that only love remains. And peace.